So here I am hanging out with my little mate Pookie. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. Filming the animals. Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you're well. I hope you had a cracking Christmas and preparing for the new year 2016. So, been hanging out, working hard, if that's possible, and thinking about what I wanted to share with you today. And I actually can't come up with anything at the moment, so I'm just going to piss about and talk shit until I do come up with something so goddamn profound that you'll just want to like pack up your shit and get out here. Actually, there is one thing. Now, one thing that I will talk about today is the language that you use that dictates your life, that dictates whether you do something or don't do something, you act a certain way, think a certain way, all of those things. Your language, the words that you use have a massive impact on your life results. Just going to head around here, I think, just for something different. I mean, oh no, it's tough seeing this shit every day. It's fucking awful. I just don't know how I cope. I really don't. Anyway, so I'm going to get comfy in the hammock here, and some people I'm sure will switch off because I'm fucking around. But it's got to be a little bit of interest, a bit of fun anyway, you know, a bit of humanness, not me trying to be fake and shit. So, your language and the words you use. And I find this really interesting because a lot of people use the words like maybe and one day and hopefully and I wish and phrases and words like that there's no commitment to them. And this is the thing, this is a really interesting thing about language, right, is that whatever you say, your brain believes, like it creates a sequence of events that create that situation. So, for example, if you're saying maybe one day, then you know the thing that you're talking about. So, say for example, if you want to go on a safari in Africa, seeing as we're very safari-like today, and you talk about one day it happening, there's no action in it. It's really passive, in fact. It's like you're just sitting around waiting for, I don't know, something to win the lottery or something to happen for you to take action on doing it, money, whatever, okay? And this is the thing, like, there's no set action. Whereas if you said, right, I want to go to Africa and do a safari in 2017, and you set it in stone, right, we're going to go in June in 2017, then what that does is it creates an emotional response in your body in taking action. And because you're telling your brain that this is what's going to happen, like this is what is going to happen. And your brain will then create a sequence of emotions first of all, so probably some excitement, but also a little bit of like, oh, how am I going to do it? You know, how am I going to afford it? That sort of thing. But you've created that event to happen. Now, the only way that you can get out of that is sabotaging it and deciding that you're not worthy of that happening, or, you know, making up a whole bunch of shit-ass excuses about why you don't have the money. And this is ridiculous because, you know what, just friggin' save it. Or start your online business and you can go and live in Africa if you want. Doesn't matter. So the language that you use will dictate the emotions around it and the beliefs and the feelings around it as well. So say, for example, you decide, and another one is decide. So that's a powerful word. I've decided that I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to Costa Rica. I'm going to start this online business. And even then, when you say I'm going, it's still like a process. Whereas if you say, I'm starting an online business in a week. Now, there's so much certainty there. Even when I say it, I feel that certainty there. And so when you change your language, then that changes your life. Like, it really does. It's you know, it's so profound. And if you've done a lot of mindset stuff before, you know this. You know that whatever you install into your mind, you create. And whatever you decide is going to happen will happen at some point. It might not happen straight away. It might not happen for 6 months or whatever, but it will happen because you've decided that. And then unless you renege on it, unless you decide that or believe or don't believe yourself that it's going to happen, then yeah, it will happen, like, because you've set it in stone and you've told your body and your mind that that's what it's going to do. And it's like our subconscious. So with our subconscious mind, we tell it stuff. We teach it stuff. It's like learning how to drive a car. So when you learn how to drive a car, you have to learn the steps, right? And it's all very conscious. So, okay, unlock the door, get in the car. All right, put my seatbelt on. Okay, now I'm going to check my mirrors. And not that I do. Maybe some people do. Check the mirrors and start the engine, and then let's say it's auto because it's easier, and then you put it in reverse because you're driving out your driveway, blah blah blah. And the whole process you're thinking about the steps. By the time, so when you've learnt those steps, it then gets shunted off into your subconscious mind where you don't have to think about it anymore. Like, think about, if you've driven somewhere today, do you remember the journey? Do you remember putting on the seatbelt? Did you even put your seatbelt on? Do you remember turning the key? Well, no, you wouldn't unless you really, really thought hard about it, because you already know, you've learnt the skill. And this is what your language does. So when you teach yourself and you say these things to yourself, to your conscious mind, when you say it over and over and over and over again, then it will get shunted off into your subconscious mind. Or unconscious mind. There's two arguments here about subconscious, unconscious, but we'll just say subconscious for the sake of it. So, yeah, so that's dictating your life. Like, if you look around in your environment right now, you created that. You did. You might not like hearing that, but you did. You might be in a job that you really hate and you feel stuck because you need the cash so that you can start your business, but you can't start your business because you're working and it's just going round and round and round in circles. You're creating that. You're creating that overwhelm. You're not doing the work you need to do to get into your business, okay? Make sure, are you putting money away so that you can do that? Like, they say that you should have at least 6 months worth of cash saved up for you to work on your business without any income. And look, you can do that, but if you go if you go and travel, like if you live in cheap places, like, well, Costa Rica's not cheap, but places like Asia and Africa and South and Central America and other countries, then it's way cheaper, because especially if you can house sit or something like that, or do couch surfing where you're not even paying for any rent and all you need is food and you're getting around money. And even then, like, bus fares, just like getting around actual countries is really, really cheap. So you can do that. So the key thing here is to look at the language. I want you to think about the language that you're using right now. Like, not while you watch this video, but you know what I mean. Like, in day to day, pay attention to it. Pay attention to the words that you're using. Pay attention to the way it makes you feel when you say those words. So if you are talking about and thinking about starting a business so that you can get out here and play, then what language is holding you back? Like, in 6 months' time or in a year's time, I'm going to do this. Like, that's great because there's still a commitment there, but you can do it sooner. Like, why are you putting it off? Really? The only reason I could think of is fear of doing it sooner. I mean, I had a old school friend who said that she'll be doing it in 6 years, and I thought, why? Like, she's got a son that's going to school, so that's understandable. She needs to be at home. But if she started a business now, she could be a millionaire by 6 years' time, by the time her son finishes school. So, it's all about perspective and just, instead of looking at your lot and thinking, okay, well, I need this until I can handle having that, then you're just going to keep staying stuck because you're just sucking on the tit of convenience and comfort. And so getting yourself out of your comfort zone is going to bring you into yourself. And who you are right now, is just like this shadow of who you can be. It really is. And, you know, all of this stuff that you tell yourself is going to dictate that. So it's really important. I've been banging on for 10 minutes now. There you go. Pretty interesting for someone who had nothing to say at the beginning. Now, I've got a group called Daily Adventure Fest, and I'm really excited about it because every single day is an adventure in this group. So every day I'm going to work with you for absolutely free, no charge. I'm going to work with you to get your business going, help you start making money, and get you out here and playing in the world so that you can get out of that shitty job or that whatever you're in, that entrapment called life and normality and mediocrity. So all you need to do is go to www.adventurefestgroup.rocks. So www.adventurefestgroup.rocks. I know, not .com, .rocks, which I think is pretty damn cool. That will take you straight to the group. All you need to do is click the green button to join, and I will accept you in, and every single day there'll be accountability. They'll be helping you really calibrate your dreams and get really clear about what they are and what they want to be, help you create them and start making them happen. Also help you with your business stuff, so giving you the tips that you need, giving you the support you need, the mindset work, so that you can rock it, so that you can start and doing the work today, so that you can start bringing cash in the door, so that you can walk out the door. All right, so remember, www.dailyadventurefestgroup.rocks. So I will see you in there, my friend. Oh, yeah, and then I want you to get out here and play because the world is waiting.